Hello everyone, welcome to Past Preserver. Today we're going to be working on this Onan generator. I got this from the neighbor up the road for doing some dirt work. We're going to see about getting it running. Now he said he had it running back in, he said 83, 84, so it's been a little bit since it last went. The welder might have been a little more recently, but it's still been sitting for quite a while. He said he got a wire welder and never really needed the stick again. So we're looking at an Onan. Come down here. She is a 2.5 LK-1R. And if you're wondering, 120 volts. Sadly, it won't do 220. I was hoping to be a 220 in it. We make it run this welder real quick, but I guess not. 1800 RPM. She's a 2500 watt generator. He said this originally came out of an RV camper. So let's go ahead and check the oil first thing. This just came out of the barn. There was actually a dead coon underneath it. That was fun to move. Well, looks okay. She's gassy though. And of course it's all tilted this way. You have to set that more like that. That really needed to be a little shorter, so let's set it back this way. Oh well. As a spot for the battery, someone built this cart. Did a nice job on it. So we'll get a battery for it, but first we're going to pressure wash it off. Let's see if the pressure washer wants to start up. Okay, now it's had a bath. What do we want to do first? I can almost guarantee there's going to be something behind this shroud. I really want to take that off there. Let's see if we're lucky and it'll just turn over. Oh. Not much in the way of compression though. Yeah, almost no compression. So we may have a seized up valve, but everything seems to be turning free, and that's good. Okay, I just sprayed these down with some WD. We're going to take a 3/8 here, which is what these seem to be, and find out if they'll come loose. We'll see about getting on these bolts. This is kind of tricky. Oh, don't you love when that happens? She dropped. It's down in here now. Guess we really have a reason to take this shroud off now, huh? Here we go at try number 3. Yeah, that's right. I tried another one and it came off and fell in there. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. There ain't gonna be a third time. You're getting taped on there. You will not fall off. Is that enough? I love my neighbors. Out playing on his four-wheeler. Something happened. Aha, it's a bolt. I can't get it out of there, but that's going to be fun to get back in there. We might start this with the shroud, this shroud off. Here we go for number 2. Much excitement. here. It's very hard to just guess. So what do we think? I know we're going to find 2 sockets down in there. That I can guarantee you. I'd get you off a tripod for this one. There are 2 bolts, one here and one here. But get a shot from. Oh, wouldn't you know it? They're a different size. They're bigger. Ha ha. Of course, it's a 7/16. I had to go find one. We found our other socket though. Get that out of there. And our other bolt. Perfect. So that wasn't as dirty as I thought. I don't know if this is just going to come off or need a lot of persuasion. And we'll give it a little persuasion. It looks like that should be all that's holding it, but I've been wrong on this engine so far, so what do I know? I don't want to mess it up. Time I need a little more pulling leverage. Go find me a wire wheel or something and zip around there. It'll be so nice when this shed's all tooled up and ready to go. Right now I gotta walk all the way over there to get any tools I need, and it's a real pain. So what I'm doing here is I lubed this up. I kind of sanded it off with some sandpaper. Taking the screwdriver, holding it like this, and tapping down here. And it's working its way off. I'm sure that's not great for the fan. Maybe there's a better way to do this. Maybe heat it up or something. I don't have a little propane torch at the minute. We're just going to do it like this. Aha, success. She's off. I don't think I bent it up too terrible. We'll see. Nah, not real bad. Sitting it on the ground here. It's not all wobbly on us. That's a plus. That's a different looking flywheel, isn't it? I wonder if the... No. Well, it looks pretty good down in there. We're still going to go ahead and take this off. That, I just don't know, might fight us quite a bit. We might be able to just move it out and over enough to see what's underneath there. I don't think there'll be any trash, but I can't really see past that. Now the next step, the thing I've been kind of dreading, these flathead screws. We'll see if they come out easy or if we're just going to have to grind them off and figure something else out. I hope not. So, in theory, this should just slide off, out, minus the exhaust, which we'll get a look at how that's, oh, that's why. It is quite an exhaust. It goes in, over, and back. Well, no wonder it's not, can I tilt you up by chance and just... Hang it up like that. Sort of. Oh, look at that. This here has a coil on it. I don't think I was expecting a normal automotive style coil on it. There's your condenser. I wonder if the points are back behind this. Well, we may want to take this off anyway. Oh. Yeah, let's open this up. Or the points over here. Points doors here. This little box here. Okay, there shouldn't really be a need as long as the wires look good to And the wires look okay. That condenser's not really... I guess it's on there. It's not really on there. It's missing a whole nut. Well, we'll see if we can find a nut to go on that. Yeah, that would stink. That'd lose your spark right quick. So we'll throw a nut on that and call that good. I guess I can take the pressure washer and kind of blow this out real quick, although it's not real bad. There's timing marks. I don't know if you can see the degrees. That's what that little porthole is you're seeing, so you can line up all the timing right here. That's neat. Go ahead and throw our new washer, lock washer, which it never had before. That's probably why. And our new nut. All installed, ready to go. Let's put this panel back on real quick. I think I might do this off camera. This is going to be a bit of a pain to get everything, especially these bolts, back together. I take it back on this being super hard to put back on. If you take this one screw off on top here, you can just remove this back shield, which is what we should have just done in the first place. And then you can get all your other bolts lined up and then put this one in last and line these 3 bolts up. So, not too bad. I'm running out of space in the phone. I'm sure this video is dragging on long enough. Ta-da! That wasn't so bad. The worst thing is these straight slotted screws. They should never be used on something like this. Or ever. I don't like them. This little control box already has its screws out of it. Have a look what we got going on here. That's a solenoid. Those are switches. Outside of that, I am not an expert, some sort of big resistor, when it comes to electronics or generators or whatever is supposed to be hooked into that. Maybe that's what that thing that blew over there was connected to. I don't know yet. Everything looks to be intact. He said it worked. We have switches back here. I imagine one's to start it, because he's generally... Oh, there we go. Start, stop. It's the top one. Hand crank or electric start. Switch must be kept in elect start position except while hand cranking. So it must make a difference. So now we're looking at the carburetor. This does have a little fuel pump on it down here. And the fuel line is... it'll be fine. We can reuse that, right? Alright, we're going to get some fuel line. The tank should be okay. These plastic tanks generally don't rot out. Of course not, they're plastic. Although, that's questionable. Something got hot there. And did a little melting. I do think we ought to pop this carb off and look in the bowl at least. It has an electric choke. I don't know how that factors into everything. We have a wire going off somewhere. Do we want, since we have it here, to just throw a little gas down the carb and see what we get? Do we want to check it for spark? We'll see what happens when we hook a battery up real quick. We're running out of daylight and I'm running out of battery. Let's see if we can get anything to happen tonight, and I'll get back with you tomorrow. We'll see about getting her up and running properly. Well, what are the chances of that? I have a battery that fits perfectly in the battery tray. So we're going to follow our wires. This one goes up around to the solenoid, and this other one says to ground, negative. So we know that this one's negative, this one's positive. Let's see what happens. We're going to throw a little 2-stroke down it, just since it hasn't had oil in it for who knows how many years and hasn't been run. I think that's plenty. See what happens here. Yeah, there is no attempt to suck.
No attempt. So that means we got a valve hanging up more than likely. We're going to have to tear all that tin work off again. Yay. And take that head off, see what's going on in here.
Or we can do plan B. Since we're going to take this carb off and clean it anyway, we can get back here to this little door where the valves are and see what's going on with them. We already know the exhaust valve is also on this side. This isn't a weird one where the exhaust valve is over here, because this comes all the way across and in. So both valves are here. Should be easy. We should be able to just pull them down, get them up and working, or push them up. And our point store is right here. Looks like 2 screws, and we're into that and clean our point. But that's going to do it for this video. Maybe we might do a 2-part on this. I'm not totally sure yet. So if there's more, stay tuned for more. If not, here's the rest of the video. Day 2. Today we're going to see about getting this carburetor off, the points door and clean the points, and this little door that covers the valves and get the valves up and going. We're also going to take the spark plug out. That's what I'm working on right now. We're going to get this soaking with a little bit of oil. So first step, we're going to take some pliers and see about getting the cap off this spark plug. It's been pretty tight on there. I'm not the biggest fan of this screw-on style, mostly because it's always such a pain to undo them when they sit. Wow, that footage didn't turn out very good. Yeah, it's not terrible in there. We'll shoot a little loop down it. Next, we're going to see about getting this carburetor off. First, we want to pop this linkage off, like that. And that'll give us a little more access to our 7/16 down here. So the plan right now is to try these Industro. Oh yeah, that got it. These things are great. They always come in handy at the last minute. They're Industrial USA 3416. I don't know what the proper name for them is, but they actually work really well. They'll grip around, and everything as you turn it, you just squeeze tighter as you're turning it, and you just bust things loose. Should have went and grabbed this in the first place. So now we can grab our normal 7/16. Get this the rest of the way out, but you know, it's not finger loose yet. That loose. Pop that off. Be careful with our gasket. Looks like it might be intact yet. Take note, the vent was up. We're just going to leave that gasket there because it's not very good. Probably going to have to make one. And yep, just as I thought, we have one that's hanging up. Spray a little let's see if I can get, actually this might be, nah, darn it, gasket kind of went out on me. I'm going to have to work on that. See if we can tap that thing down. Got some great news. All I do is take this little crowbar and get it on the lip of there and hammer it down some, and she eventually came loose after a lot of persuasion. But now, along the left's what we're looking at. Up and down, up and down. That's a win. I got it all lubed up. We're going to throw that door back on. I definitely need to make a new gasket for it, but for the sake of time right now, we're just going to ignore that and move into the carburetor. And we'll see if this thing has spark as well. But let's go into the carb real quick, get that all cleaned up. This fuel bowl is definitely gummy. Yeah, that needs to be gone through. Every time you crack one of these, if the gasket's not already ruined, you'll ruin it. I don't have a spare gasket, so our best bet might be to just unscrew this and put that down here, or steal the adapter off and screw it into this. That'd be the thing to do. Steal this adapter and put it down here for the time being. That should work as long as everything wants to come out. And we'll still have the fuel pump. Whether or not it works, I have no idea. It does have the little manual primer though. So let's get into this carb real quick. So here we have the Onan carburetor. It's a 7/16 here on the bottom. Loosen that up, take it out. Got a little washer there. And of course, it doesn't want to just come off. It's gonna be difficult. Aha! Little tapping, she'll come off. And their seal up there. This actually looks really clean. There's a little bit of gunk in it, but this thing probably would have just fired up and ran. Well, we'll blow it out at least with the can of WD real quick. Kind of wipe that off, but yeah, that's a rare find. This thing hasn't been run since the 80s. Normally those things are all gummed up with this new fuel. Yep, that shot out where we needed it to, right down here. Good, good. I can get to that while it's on there if I need to. I think we're just going to wipe that up and call this good and put it back on there. It was a lot better than I thought. Well, we're all hooked up. Let's find out if we got any spark. Oh, there it is. I had to switch for electric start. It didn't seem to have any spark. But if I switch it to hand crank, it has spark all of a sudden. kind of weird. Switch must be kept in electric start position except while hand cranking. But it has no spark while it's cranking. Well, we know we have spark, unless this thing has like dual points or a weird setup inside of it. Well, for the sake of keeping this video a little shorter, we're going to see if she'll fire up and run off that. And we'll just use that. Maybe someone rewired that for an on-off switch. Looking at that, it seems to have two wires going to it. So maybe someone really just has it wired up as an on-off switch. So we have a tank. We're not even going to try to clean this out. My luck with these is it's going to need a seal under it. And I don't happen to have any on hand. Yeah, she's pretty... It'd clean up for sure. But we're going to go ahead and take this little guy off. Well, we have ways of making you loose. Wow, maybe not. There she goes. Haha, success. I wonder how that fuel pump's doing. I'm going to left a little lube here, a little lube there. Maybe a little lube down the fuel pump. Maybe get all those seal a little. Oh yeah, she sounds like she's turning. Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. I should hopefully just head in here, do the right thing. Yep. We'll tighten her up. Okay. Okay, so we skipped ahead a little bit. I sealed up the valve cover gasket. Hopefully it'll hold. Put the carburetor back on. Got me a fuel line. Got some gas in it. Put the spark plug back in. Sorry I'm not showing all this. This video is going on kind of long. And I'm kind of on a time limit here. I want to get this done because it won't be long before we start in on the shed. And I want to get this thing moved out into its new home. So, we're going to set you up over here and see if she fires up. And then we'll get into what my plan long term is for this, if it runs good.
Contact. Woo! I bumped the... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Something's got me smoking. What is that? Did I hook that up backwards? No. Ground, positive. Something is smoking. Let's try it again. It got very hot very fast. I'm not sure what. Nothing smoking, but I would think you'd be trying to start off that. Governor's not wanting to take her down. I don't like that. So as I thought, someone has rigged that switch up, that bottom one, for an on-off switch. I don't know why I was smoking earlier though. Well, all right, we got a runner. Now let's see if we got a charger. We'll go get a drill or something and plug it in. How sure am I? Sure enough, we're going to try to circular saw out on it. This ought to pull some amps. Well, let's see how it puts up with the demands of two things at once. Cord it out of the way here. I think that board is running out of fuel. Yeah. She's a thirsty engine, I'll say that. It's not going to run very long off that tank. This thing is thirsty. But she works good.
So the main goal for this is to have a backup generator on hand. I already got wires ran into the house. My grandpa did all this when he was messing around with his solar panels and his wind generator. And that actually works quite well for running a fan and a couple lights and stuff in there if the power goes out, which it doesn't really go out that often here, knock on wood. But it hasn't been too bad with that. Oh, he's got this all set up. You got your bank of batteries. You got your charge controller, which is 14.3, getting the charge off the solar panels. Even though this one fell off the roof, it's still plugged in. And then you got your little controller up here for the wind generator. That there's a brake. You can turn it on if the wind's too much or you don't want it running. And he's got a inverter here that you can hook the cords into and run out into the house. And you have 2 outlets in there for whatnot, fans, lights, whatever you need. But this here is rated at 1200 watt and 3200 watt, peak watt. So that thing was what, 2500? So it's putting out a lot more than this thing can handle. So definitely a nice standby generator. These are 12 volt batteries, so I can wire it in to have it to where I can just flip a switch and fire it up. But I want to convert it over to propane. That way it can just sit and, you know, okay, turn a knob, turn the gas on, and flip a switch, and she should fire right up. But that's all for the future. As for right now, I'm happy to have a good running unit.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Leave a like, hit subscribe, and have yourself a great day.